Hello and welcome to Make Them Talk on Procyon Radio and Television. So, this is welcoming you to the program Make Them Talk. And today on Make Them Talk, we're having a very, very special edition. As most of us know, today, March 8th, marks the International Women's Day, a day created to celebrate women all over the world. And right now, I'm not alone. Since it's a special edition, we have great women in the studio and they'll be introducing themselves. But before they introduce themselves, let me introduce myself. My name is Nifemi Onibio and I'm here with...
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ehinome Agbon and you're welcome to Make Them Talk on Procyon Radio and Television on this special edition, International Women's Day.
Okay. A wonderful morning to everybody out there, especially to my fellow women. Wishing you a wonderful and a very happy Women's Day. This is Grace Adebayo.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Make Them Talk on Procyon Radio and Television. And a big happy Women's Day to all the women all over the world. My name is Grace Daniel.
Okay, so before we continue, let me first of all wish everyone of us here happy International Women's Day. Women's Pride, and you guys are looking hot. Okay,
thank you.
So before we continue, on today's special edition, we'll be talking about so many things. Right. Since it's actually a day that celebrates women all over the world, this is also we wishing you, every woman out there, happy International Women's Day. We recognize your efforts, we recognize everything that you've done, and we don't take everything you've done for granted. So this is Rich saying happy International Women's Day. So before we proceed, we'll be talking about so many things that affect women, and we'll be looking at the theme of this year's International Women's Day, and we'll also be looking at the history of International Women's Day. You know, before anything starts, there must be one person that created, that brought out there everything. Yes. So you get to hear that. And yes, this is also going to be a phone-in program, a phone-in conversation. So you can actually call us. Yes, you call in and air your views. And for you out there that want to wish your person, your mommy, your sister, your friend, your bestie, that is a woman out there, you want to wish her, hey, your wife, I'm so sorry, your wife. Yes, you can also call in to wish them an happy International Women's Day. So please, let's give them the phone lines for that. But very soon, shortly, that's when we'll actually shortly we'll open the phone lines for you to call in to actually shout out to women in your life.
Yes.
Okay, so please, Grace, the phone number.
The phone number to call in is 0809 4646 I come again, 0809 4646
All right, so thank you. Please don't call in now. We'll actually give out, there'll be a particular time that the phone lines will be open for you to actually call in to shout out to your woman. I wish you to your women out there. So I'll be reading from what we have here. You know, a lot of them, when I was doing the research on this International Women's Day, a lot came out about how it started, what inspired it, the way to go, like that. But from reading out how the International Women's Day started. So this known as IWD for short grew out a labor movement to become an annual event by the United Nations, that's the UN. The seed was planted in 1908 when about 15,000 women marched through New York City, demanding shorter working hours, better pay, and right to vote. A year later, the Socialist Party of America declared the first International Women's Day. Now, the woman, the person actually, let's say the woman that actually formed this and made this day to be significant is actually Clara Zersky.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so she's a communist and activist and advocate for women's rights. She first suggested the creation of an International Women's Day at an international conference of working women in 1910, and it was agreed. It was not really agreed on, but later they actually, it's just like this. We are here, we are
We're
here,
not here.
we are things. And those countries are Australia, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. First celebrated the day in 1911. So the International Women's Day was first of all celebrated in 1911. Now, okay, so we're looking at the significance and let's give another history of the International Women's Day. It said, according to the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, International Women's Day first emerged from the activities of labor movements at the turn of the 20th century across North America and Europe. Now, the UNESCO states the first National Women's Day was observed in the United States on February 28, 1909, where the Socialist Party of America dedicated in honor of the 1908 garment women's strike in New York then. Now, the funny thing is that a strike actually brought about this International Women's Day.
There had to be a force. There had to be a drastic move.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's more like before anything comes to play. You know, most times we have people that have to push for it to actually come to life. So and it was actually recognized, like let's say it was observed in the United States first on February 28, 1909, and which the Socialist Party of America dedicated in honor of the 1908. Let's digress a bit. This is where we'll be talking about the hardship that women has actually faced in society. Now you know that in most places people don't really regard they don't regard women apart from this. They see them as this baby making factory, wash my clothes, women, cook my food, clean my house, like that, the washing machine kind of thing. But over the years, I think we've noticed a little bit of change.
A lot of changes actually.
lot of
Because if
change.
you look back over the years, remember that women were not allowed to vote. Women did not have rights to education.
Yes.
Women did not have rights to work. But now, like over the years, if you actually look at it, we've actually come a long way.
Yes,
We've actually made progress because now we can vote.
Yeah.
We can go to school.
Yeah, we
have
can
a
air our thoughts.
Exactly, we can air our thoughts and all that. So I think we've actually come a long way. That's why it's very important for us to celebrate this day. That's why it's important for us to celebrate March 8th, because March 8th is the day that marks all the efforts and that have been made by women over the years.
Yeah.
So it's important for us to come out.
kind of
Exactly.
season.
It's important. We are still fighting though. We are
Yeah.
still fighting for our rights. But if you look at the progress, we've actually
we've come a long way.
So adding to what Ehinome just finished saying now, you know, then if I just remember, I will just laugh and I will not even know whether I should stop laughing or I should continue. Back then, women, who are you when a man is talking to a woman and you're looking straight into the man's eyes?
Oh, wow.
That is a big disrespect, you know. Before then, when you marry, especially before you serve your man food, to show a sign of respect as a woman that you are, you have to kneel down to serve a man food. And then women don't even have voice. You don't. Who are you to talk a woman? Talk for what? Shebi now we are even arguing. We are fighting that women also supposed to share in
political.
Apart from even political, I'm talking about inheritance now. Before women, even if you are the first child of the house, so long as you are a female, you have no rights. You have no rights. But consider now everything has changed. All to the glory of God and to the
Clara
So we have to comment Clara for it.
Yes.
Okay.
So a lot that men. Oh, thank God though. I thank God that I was not born then.
Oh yeah. If you look back at the history of women, then if women gave like a wise opinion, they call them witches and they were born.
Whoa. In fact,
yes. Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
You are just
women were called
just
witches.
believe that
If you have a great idea, if you invent something, you'll be called a witch and you'll be born.
That means in another world, in another realm.
Yes, no.
So so now let's say now agree that things are much more better than it used to be.
Sincerely.
a lot,
even though we are still aspiring and hoping for more, but at
Yes.
least it is far way better than the way it used to be.
Yeah.
It is far way better.
Like you can't imagine a daughter born and then she's seen as a liability to the family, and then before she gets to the age of 15, they're already looking for one man that will just come and marry her off because she's only seen as an object of income to the family. If she's from a poor background, she's only seen as an object of income. Or in those days, people use their daughters to pay their debts.
Yes.
And they don't use their sons.
Yeah.
They don't use their sons. They use their daughters to pay their debts. Whenever they owe a merchant, they use their daughters as sex objects to the man. And then they'll just sell their daughters off. So we've really come a long way. Really come a
So
long way.
kudos to Clara and the 15,000
Yes.
women
Yes.
that actually went
Shout out
to
to all
yes.
of
shout,
you.
shout,
Shout out.
out to
Big
them.
shout out.
Okay, they might not be around.
Shout out to their children.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them.
You are
their
the reason
generation.
we are here. Like we actually say that they are the reason we are here.
Yeah.
So talking about talking about how far we've come. Now I will be looking at the theme of the year, but we'll start from last year. Last year's theme of the year was actually gender equality today for a sustainable tomorrow. Now, if you notice that in most of the international Women's Day celebration, the theme of the year always have this gender equality.
Gender
Always,
equality.
women always fighting to be
Yes.
equal. And you know, most men actually takes it as an offense.
Yes,
They do
yeah,
take it as an
it should
offense.
be because
Yeah, most men do take it as an
yeah,
offense.
because why would a man say a woman must end up in the kitchen? Why can't I work? Why can't I earn? You earn. Why can't I earn? You have a life, so do I. You have air in your nostrils, so do I. So how am I less of a human being than you are?
Exactly. Immediately you start talking about this thing.
Yeah,
So
they
you
call
hear
it feminist.
or say feminist.
Yeah.
Feminist. Oh, feminist bad.
Which
So,
is not good,
yeah,
also, right?
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be so.
We have this, people have this notion that a woman should live under the shadow of a man.
Yeah.
What do you think would have caused such mentality? Do you think now this is where I want to narrow it down to. Now, I remember back then, way back in the olden days, like in the Old Testament. Now we're using the Bible as
A reference.
I was reading a passage in the Bible where back then in the days of Moses, if a man is fighting with his fellow man and his wife mistakenly comes in between and raises her finger at the man, more like she's trying to support her husband, the woman's hand will be cut off.
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Because back then on the norms, they no born you well. You are not supposed to. Your husband is fighting with someone, let him fight. You coming into the scene and pointing your hand. And you know that in most cases now, I was also reading in the New Testament where Apostle Paul also said something. He said, he made a statement in the Bible that most churches are following right now. Now, if you notice in most churches,
It's true.
as a woman, you are not permitted to do any important functional stuff.
You're right.
They won't allow you.
No,
And
I think I read that verse where he said a woman should be under a man.
Actually the way the verse was actually structured was that he made mention of, okay, in order to maintain discipline and orderliness in the church, a woman is not permitted to talk in the synagogue. She's not, like, you're not permitted to talk. When men are talking, you are not permitted to talk. And unfortunately, most people actually take, because reading further, I saw that in the context at which Apostle Paul was talking about was not in the context of saying that a woman does not have rights, or a woman is insignificant, because that verse actually made it look like a woman was insignificant.
Yes.
More like, okay, our duty is to serve and serve only. You are not to lead.
But in context, it only means that a woman, no matter how high she is, she should also be humble.
Yeah,
And back then, they function in form of hierarchy. It's more like the men. Okay, Christ is the head of the man, while the man is the head of the woman.
Yes.
So in that context, it's supposed to follow like this. If a woman wants to make a suggestion, she's advised to go through the husband. Not that, okay, we're talking about now. Hey, this is my own view. This is this thing. But now, my main issue now, where I'm actually heading to is that, do you think that religion contributed to this? Because most people are, I know a guy, the guy, hey my God, he will so argue that a woman is not supposed to do anything. The woman is not supposed to, our duty is to cook and cook alone. There are some men that live in such world, and they call it, if you decide to talk back to a man, they say you are not submissive.
Disrespect.
Yes, they claim it not being submissive.
Well,
so now, what do you think? Do you think
Religion
suggested?
really contributed.
Well,
Religion did.
Okay, why?
well, for me, from my own side, you know, orderliness also matters a lot. And you know that our God actually is a God of orderliness. And anywhere, especially when it has to do with religion, orderliness is key.
It's
In
paramount.
fact, let me even say anywhere you find yourself. And you know, we women, we thank God for our nature. Let's also not forget our own type of nature. We know we talk too much, smart in some of us, we can actually pick offense. Yeah, it's Women's Day, oh, my women are out. I'm just trying to bring out our fact, and then also not to contradict some kind of issue, just to make everything straight. You know, we women, we have nature. The truth is, we women, we get angry faster than men.
Oh, really?
Most of us don't actually tolerate. We have patience, good and fine, but to a certain level. I don't know if you understand. So I think in that context, for orderliness, that's I'm referring you back to the passage that you're bringing us in the Holy Book. I think in that context has to do with more of like an orderliness, having orderliness. Yes. Yes, in the house of God. So that it's not like this person will stand up and talk. If you want to talk, you know, women, we can talk too much. At times, see, we are not actually making sense most at times if you are talking too much. So maybe by the time you pass it to your sweetheart, your darling, maybe he will encode it for you and then do everything that, then remove all the sharp and remove all the things that need to come out first, then maybe help you to present it in a way. That's the angle that I'm saying it.
How my view to this is that religion really contributed to the subjugation of women's rights.
Okay.
All right. Whether you are a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you are an idol worshiper, it's all the same thing. From idol worshippers, a woman is not. There are women those days. Women were not allowed to go to the shrine. Yes.
Okay.
When it's time for sacrifices, they use women instead of men. They use those days. Being a virgin was once you're a virgin, you're a sacrifice. Yes. Whenever they want to make sacrifices, they use female animals. Anything female. Now, okay, let me bring it down to Islam. A woman is not allowed to pray in the mosque. Okay. Christianity now, they say that a woman is not allowed to talk when her husband is talking. Now, there's a part of submission and there is a part for subjugation. These are two different things. A woman can be rich, very rich, and have everything, and still be submissive to her husband. But you do not subject a woman to do your bidding.
Exactly.
Submission is something personal. You don't compel somebody to submit to you. That is subjugation. So let's us have a balance to these things. Let's have a balance to these things. Okay, somebody is saying, okay, because some people say they cannot marry a woman who has money because she will not be submissive.
Yes.
Some men have this inferiority complex about successful women that they cannot marry because she will be too proud. There are women who have money and they are very submissive.
But
Yes.
not all.
But not all.
Yeah.
Most women are not. But those people who have common sense, no matter, okay, now let's call a spade a spade. No matter what, no matter where we go, no matter how we do these things, we are still under a man.
Sure.
Yes, it is as true as that. It is as true as that. But not men coming into daylight to try to subject our rights and making us feel inferior and trying to make
less of ourselves.
Yes, less of ourselves and trying to make us less important. Now that is where this whole thing is coming from. You cannot tell me that I should not go to school. I was born to serve you. I was not born to serve you. I have my own life. I have my life to go to school. I have my life to do whatever I want. You cannot tell me that you must be in my kitchen. And after my kitchen, you are my bedroom. That is subjugation.
Okay. So let's hear what you have to say.
They've already said everything on the point of religion. Coming from our own aspect now, I think we women, we have been brought up to live the life to live under like
Yeah,
a man. You get
yes, we already born in that
now, I think
mentality.
yes, we're already born in that mentality.
Mm.
And now again, I think where we are getting this all wrong is that we women, we have the right to make decisions of our own.
Sure.
We have the right to decide whatever we want to do. Now, the issue is that we should set standards for ourselves.
All right.
Because where all these things are coming from is the issue of standards. If you set a standard for yourself and say, okay, this is my position, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do, this is what I can take, this is what I cannot take. If a man should come and there's no how he can force you to do what you do or do not want to do. And in the aspect of dating or marriage or whatever, now you already see the signs. You already know. Okay, I think it's even a issue of a misunderstanding. Let's say misunderstanding.
Yes.
Or because, okay, a man now might be feeling that, okay, when he gets married to you, you are supposed to be submissive. Maybe you will not work. You just stay, give birth to children, stay in the house, cater for his children and everything. And you, in your mind, you might have another mind. You might have another thing entirely. But because that conversation does not come up, you just accept. And again, when you now, by the time you now get married, you're not in that position, and then your husband is saying something you're not aligning with, you go back to your mommy, your mother, or somebody, a female, and say, this is what is happening, and then they are telling you, he is your husband.
It is how he tells you that you will do.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask
It is what he tells
let me
you that
ask
you
what
do.
people are saying. Today is Women's International Day. Yes, women are important, but let's not forget, even from the beginning, the men are the head. Let's not put aside that fact. Do we understand? Definitely, that's why I say from beginning, everything, this God is a perfect God. He wants things to be orderliness. So I'm not saying that we don't have equal rights as men, but let's not forget the fact that no matter what, a man is there in the holy book. It is there. The man is always the head of the home.
Yes.
God has already given the man that power. It is just the way men now are
Thing.
Okay.
That's why the cycle does not end, because we're accepting these things. It is what you accept. Then because you feel that you have no other option but to accept that. Like now, if you watch closely these days, boyfriends, not even husband or whatever, they beat their girlfriends. And the girls accept it in the name of no, we are good. That is how men act. No, we are good. And when somebody like, okay, imagine somebody that is trained like that, you accept it, you give birth, you teach your daughters see all those things.
It becomes a
It
cycle.
Exactly, because a cycle, because in their brain, they feel like these things are normal and they will have
as a woman. Of course, you cannot have a boyfriend that is not yet that is not even close to, maybe you don't even know what the future lies ahead for
Boyfriend,
the
that's
both
not
of
when
you.
your fiance.
You have been exercising his hand on your body. For what now, man? I'm not talking about that one, no. I am just talking about what me I'm talking about is talking about orderliness. We're not forgetting that definitely the men are the head. And we should give them kudos, but not them abusing it.
Just like great
Submission.
Submission.
So if you're out there, one man they pound you. What is your case?
My dear, I actually read something that a lady actually said she cannot stay. Okay. Let's come back to international message. Come back, humans. Come back. Okay, so for those of us, for some of you that might have just joined us, so you're listening to Make Them Talk, and this is a special edition with beautiful ladies in the house celebrating the International Women's Day, and we've been discussing about International Women's Day, women's rights, and all. So now, the International Women's Day is actually celebrated every March 8th, National Women's Day. Now, why March 8th? Now, I'll be reading from the research gathered. Now, Clara's idea had no fixed dates, and it wasn't formalized until a wartime strike in 1970. Bread and peace. 4 days into the strike, there was this forced to, that is, the government were actually forced to grant women the right to vote, and the strike began on March 8th, and it bettered this day. So the strike that actually gave birth to the International Women's Day started March 8th.
Strike.
So it's more like a remembrance. Acts behind men and boys in formal education in terms of attendance, literacy rates, and other metrics. Now, we'll be narrowing it down to Nigeria here. Now, for most people might not really believe it, but in some places, women are not even allowed to go to school. It's not like there was this popular adage then that the going to school was a waste of time, and they end up saying that women's life ends in kindergarten.
Yes.
Now that's
Very, very
that's very, very harsh. So now back in Nigeria, even in Africa as a whole, an African man it still feels that he has to lead in all areas.
Yeah.
And now it's more even presently now, say most women still feel that if a man is to cry, you are weak. If a man is to show any sign of emotion, it shows that that man is weak. You also feel that such mentality is what led, like, it's actually contributed to this women being subjugated and moved to this side of her being the cook, the wash, the baby factory, and just the satisfier. Do you think that because of this mentality of a man, an African man is supposed to be strong, an African man is not supposed to show any kind of emotion, an African man is not supposed to show his wife that he love her too much? Hope you know. It's even that an African man is not supposed to show that he loves his woman too much.
So
that it's a sign of weakness. An African man, if he's wrong, you have to say, my king, you are right. Even if you are wrong, but you are not wrong, you are right. That kind of thing. Do you think it's what's also contributed to this whole women inequality kind of thing?
Okay.
Do you think it's part
All
of it?
right. Now let's go back to history from the post-colonial time. From the post-colonial time, women were seen as baby factories, as you said.
Yeah.
A man has a daughter who is almost 12 years old, and then by the time she begins to see her flow, no, by the time she is born, there's one man somewhere waiting for her to grow, and then he has already planned that he's going to get married. Analyze her life. And then when she grows up and be like, I want to go to school, there's something her father always says. When you go to your husband's house, if he says you should go to school, you will go to school. Meaning her life has already been planned by a man, by her father, by her brother. But when it comes to a boy child, he is allowed to go to school. And then because there's this mindset that in Africa that a woman must not know more than the man. Yes, there's this mindset, or else she's going to grow arrogant. Or else she's going. So this thing, right long before the colonial system came into place, these things has been happening. And though thanks to colonialism, some of these things were abolished somewhere in some parts of Africa, and some are still happening. So now during the colonial era, some women, like, because I know during the colonial masters, some were women as well. During the time of the missionaries, when they came, some women joined them, and that was how it started. And then those women were seen as rebellion. They were seen as rebels. Yes, their husbands were like they were rebels, and they were deviating from the tradition handed down from their fathers, that women were supposed to be under men for the rest of their lives. So I think, unlike white women, at least white women, they can start talk to their husband. An African woman, you cannot talk. You are dumb. Your own is cook the food. No, they don't even tell you to cook the food.
You already know that
you should.
Of course.
It's more like most mothers even pass it. You have to cook, you have to be the one to wash, you have to be the one to take care of the baby.
Yeah.
The man is not supposed to do any.
The man's own is just to put the baby there and move on with his life.
Okay.
Well, in regards to that question that you asked, if
men
not being able to, they should not cry, they should not show their emotion, that makes them weak. Who say men don't cry? Even if we don't see it physically, men, they cry inside, and that's even the bad one, self. That's even the worst one. So for me, I'm not saying it that is what is bringing in the issue. It's just like a mentality that has been created in some men that wants to, naturally men have this ego literally
all
is
men
in
have
them.
ego.
So I would say it's just there for the men that have the, how will I put it now? It's even more than double of the ego that I want to say now. Already taking that one and feel like, okay, so long as I am a man, I am in charge of everything. I am all in all. Even when he's dying, they will not want to say it. That's why you see that most men, that's why you see most of the time, people that they just love. And
Yeah,
they die.
and that
It's not as
because
if
of
they are
what
not
we-
feeling that thing. But thank God to be women, we are able to bring it out, which is the best. It's better to cry. Women, you know, small thing before you know, we don't already, and that is actually the best. But men, because of how they want to already, they feel that I am a man, I am a boss. How can I be crying? How can I feel? How can I go and tell my wife that some men say go as far as even when they don't have, they want to booga that they have to suffer themselves up to that extent. Because I am the head, I am the bobo in shape, which is not supposed to be.
Okay, so before we go back to the International Women's Day, Einome, please, you'll be reading out. Einome will be reading out the theme of this year's
Yes.
International Women's Day. Right?
So this year's theme for the International Women's Day is DigitALL.
DigitALL.
Yes, DigitALL, innovation and technology for gender equality.
Okay.
Highlight the role of innovative technology in promoting gender equality and meeting the health and developmental needs of women and girls. Globally, the increasing number and use of mobile phones and internet connectivity has facilitated across to health information and services. The adoption of digital health and other technological innovations have positively impacted electronic medical records, health data management, security, and effective communication between health workers, patients, and community stakeholders. Innovations have equally enhanced capacity building and knowledge transition through online training, webinars, and innovative tools for patient care, such as telemedicine, robotics, and artificial intelligence. Efforts as innovation have facilitated improved access to quality healthcare services and encouraged the participation of individuals, families, and community stakeholders in healthcare, especially during the COVID-19 lockdowns. We have seen that women can be innovators and contribute to transforming the health of all people on the continent. Yeah, so that's basically what it's about. This
Okay.
year's thing is about innovation.
Could we say it's actually celebrating women who have at a point invented something or are in the digital world?
Yes.
Women who have done that. And
Yes.
funny enough, women have actually contributed a lot
Yeah.
to the growth of the society. It's just that most times we don't really hear them. We
Yeah.
don't really hear it like that. Like I was reading, I discovered that it was actually a woman that invented the dishwasher,
Washing
it was
machine.
washing. Most of all these things, you hardly hear them. And in most major work, at the woman at least has contributed a quarter to the development of something.
Yes.
So now for we out there, because I do know that it's just most men that practice this habit of calling a woman. I'm very, very sure that did you receive any call saying happy international? Nobody.
My
Oh
sister,
my God.
nobody.
But funny enough, the president of Nigeria, that's President Muhammadu Buhari, he actually congratulated women on this day, yesterday, through his media aid. So he sent out greetings to women all over the world, and it was really lovely to actually see that the president actually acknowledged the fact of they actually see the importance of this International Women's Day. Now, most people out there will be saying women are a problem too much because just
Every
Sunday.
time, now only una, now only also.
Just Sunday, I was listening to a program and it was a phone-in program, and people were calling to do Happy Mother's Day, and I was like, Mother's Day don't reach. Like now. Okay, this should be the first Mother's Day celebration of the year, and we still have like 1,000 to go, people. 1,000 to go.
And we deserve it.
Honestly,
Deserve it.
Well,
We deserve it.
we do. Actually, we do. I'm not being partial here. You men know we actually do deserve it because. Let's just do that.
Let's be like
don't
that.
pause Babylon. So yeah. So, but most men actually feel that we are too celebrated. Mother's Day every month, twice a month.
Mother's Day, Sisters Day,
Girls' Day, International Women's Day, everything about the woman.
Then Catholic women celebrate CWO Women's Day.
So you see, so we do deserve it. But looking at it okay, looking at it, but it seems it's only once a year we celebrate.
Okay. And let me chip in something. You know why I'm saying we deserve it?
Why?
If you look at the life cycle of a woman, so to say, even in the house, as you're being given birth to, even from the way the parents even train up with the female child, is totally different from that of the male. As you're growing up as a female in the house, just listen to this life cycle. Let me go through it so that you will now understand how important and how more we should even be valued. As you're growing up in the house, you'll be the one. You will start sweeping. Your mom will start teaching you to sweep. She'll start teaching you to wash. You start learning how to cook. Whereas most of the time, it's already believed. Thank God for now that the awareness is coming. Even as that, still the woman, as long as you're a female in the house, you have more responsibility to do than the male. That's just the sincere truth. And you know how, as God has even planned, just naturally, you yourself, you just begin to just fit yourself into that same position. So as a female, you'll be the one, okay, maybe you'll be the last person. When that food that you cook, even as you're growing up, you will be the last person to eat. And once everybody in the house finish eating, you'll be the one to carry the plate and go and wash. It continues like that, till getting to the stage that you say, okay, I'm preparing for marriage. Now you're preparing for marriage, then you will now marry. After you get married, you'll be the one. Your husband is on your head. Your children are on your head. You'll be the one to carry pregnancy for good 9 months. That pregnancy stage is another different story, is another different world on its own. You'll be the one. This morning is vomit, this morning, is this one,
not
this
forgetting
one,
that you will still
is this one,
you will
and that does not stop you from cooking. That does not stop you from taking care of your house, making everywhere neat and doing pam. Then you will be the one to go into labor as if you are going into another death. Then God is saying, I pity you, or you come back to life, my baby. You are the one that God gives that power, to bring in another fellow human like you. Yes, through the use of the man, good and fine, but notwithstanding, because I can see somebody looking at me from afar, notwithstanding, you are the one that we shall bear the consequences of that. Then you will breastfeed the child. They say we are supposed to breastfeed a baby for 3 years. That's how it's supposed to be, at least 3 years. And then you're there backing the baby. All the poo-poo. Some men cannot near poo-poo. They say, what is this? What is this? Come and carry your baby have poo-poo.
Once baby poo-poo,
your baby have poo-poo.
Your baby.
But beat that baby and see, they'll say, why are you beating my baby? But when you reach poo-poo, they'll say, come and carry your baby. Your baby has poo-poo. Come and clean her.
Okay.
And clean him up.
There's this question.
So you can imagine the kind of thing that women go through. It is not easy. And we are just at the receiving end of everything.
But
I'm
can't say that when we work for working women, you will also work during that period. For working women, you work.
If you are working, definitely you've not even see other women that even have to carry their baby at their back and still go to work.
Okay. Before we continue, Grace. Before we continue, please let's read out the phone lines.
All right.
The phone lines again. So that
Okay,
those
the
that would like to call in.
phone line is 0809 4646 206. I take again 0809 4646 206. So okay, my question is, okay, we ladies, we do this, we do that, and that's cute, very cute. Do you think men would have done a better job if they were going to what we are going to?
They will not be able to do it.
Let's
They
say
can't
because
do
there
it.
is. Let's say
Should I say why? Should I mention my reason?
You say they will.
They will.
They can't do it.
They
They won't be able to
They
do
will.
it.
I have my
Let her
reason.
give her reason.
All right.
We went through a process. We went through training. We went through training. If the tables were turned, they would definitely go through that training. Yes. And if the tables were turned, if women were men and men were women, men would have still been doing what we are doing, and we would still be as arrogant as they are. Can we think of this reversely?
I am not thinking of that.
Who is agreeing with Grace?
I am not agreeing.
I am totally not agreeing with you.
Even
Why?
the math is not
The math is not matching. Thank you. Because men are structured differently, and the woman is
Totally
structured
differently.
different. It's not
Totally.
different if the man is structured like a woman. man is structured. Okay, I would have even loved it if a man had called him. But look, this is actually.
I have a friend. Speaking from experience, I have a friend. God, they are two. I wish if they are listening to this show, I want to give kudos to their mother, Abdullah and Ismail. Those boys when we were in school.
We are having we have
Okay, we have a call.
Yes.
Let's quickly take it up. Hello.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Hello. Oh, I think the network is bad.
Hello.
Hello. Sorry, we can't hear you. Maybe you should call back later. Hello.
Oh, we can't hear you. We'll have to call back
Sorry.
later.
Okay.
All right, these boys.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I look at these boys, I used to wonder how their mother raised them. I have never seen boys like that in my life. These boys, they cook, they clean, they measure anything a woman can do apart from her monthly flow. Measure anything.
Take this call.
All right.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Procyon Radio and Television. They are live. Please, what's your take?
This is Faith Martin speaking.
Okay. where are you
Sister
calling us
Faith
from?
Makinde, the Lord bless you. I love you. Shout out to you and happy Women's Day, my love. I'm hugging you from here. Thank you for the great for the big support. I love you.
Women's Day. Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So
Thank you. So who are you celebrating? Who do you want to say Happy Women's Day to? Who are you saying Happy Women's Day to?
To my mama,
Oh.
my sister,
okay.
and to you.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's lovely.
Love you so much.
Thank you very much, ma. We are very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for calling in.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that was Faith, the first lady to actually call. Shout out to you, Faith.
God bless
Wow.
you for calling in.
Okay, so back to the conversation. We're arguing about.
Yes.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I have seen these guys. God. Sometimes I used to wonder whether
I have another call. Sorry.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. I used to wonder, I know God cannot make a mistake, but I used to feel like those boys should have been created as girls.
Okay. You people can imagine what Grace is saying.
It's not
It's not even.
now.
See, my brothers, as we were growing up, let me tell you my experience. You see, my brother, in fact, if the wife is hearing now, I'm so sorry, I will say it. My brother can cook better than wife. You know why I'm saying that?
Okay.
Because my mom used to be a caterer.
Okay.
And in the house, if you don't know how to cook, especially when it comes to pounding of yam, if you must eat my mom's pounded yam,
You must
as small as you are, you must raise that thing and pound.
Correct.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
A man should be able to cook for himself as he's growing up before he marry. Who will cook for him, please? When he's in school or before he get married, even if he finish school, he still go back to go and sit down forever in the mama and papa house and raise his leg and be saying, oh yeah, cook for me, Male, cook for me. He should even cook for the parents if he's still staying in the house before he get married or before he get work. He should learn to cook. It's not, we are not saying that men should not know how to cook or they don't know how to cook. A man should cook. A man should wash. A man should do a lot of things for himself that a fellow woman is doing. But a man cannot fit in as a woman. But like, that man will die in a second.
Okay.
He can't.
So it's not like we're gambling up against.
No, it's fine.
I love you.
No,
I love you
so,
too.
literally, a man can be taught how to cook if you want to cook. A man can be taught how to sweep if you want to sweep. But the fact is that women are multi. How
Do you know what is going on this hour?
multi-purpose by structure.
Exactly.
A woman can be cooking and be taking care of the baby.
Yes.
A man cannot.
Not do it.
Yeah, no.
Ask me, I will just
A man cannot do. I agree on that.
I think you need to read. You need to read about men, how they were structured. A man, one thing apart from his wife, his job is his love of his life. So relegating a man to taking care of a baby. Not that I'm saying that a man should not take care of his baby or take it, but having to say let's exchange roles. Me, I work.
Exactly.
The man will fall into depression.
You will not be able to.
But he will not last.
But the truth is, okay, so the thing is that since we're still arguing this thing, we'll have to come back for this show again because we're running out of time. Why? Now we're live on YouTube on Procyon
Procyon
RTV.
Yes.
If you are watching, please kindly subscribe. After subscribing, drop a comment.
And
Can
like
a
and
man
share.
can a man
Good
do
question.
what a woman? Wait, no, this because the question is not questioning.
Yes.
Just like the math is
It's not
mathing.
mentioning. It's not mathing.
Eh-heh.
Math it well.
Let's match it well.
Okay, wait. I was the one who brought up this.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Math it.
All right. A man and a woman switch roles. Will the man survive?
Yes, can a
Correct.
man, after switching roles with a woman, let's say a man should be wearing skirts and bra,
And Grace is saying that man will collapse.
and see, can a man do the duties of the? I'm not talking about cooking.
No, a man can cook now.
Let's drop the cooking part and the sweeping part because a man can learn it.
Okay.
There are men said that
Hunger goes
better
better
than women.
can a woman do it? Now, as a man, now let me put it this way: as a man, if you were given the responsibility of stay at home, cook,
Sweep.
take care of baby, do everything as you are structured like this, will you be able to survive? Won't you fall into depression? Please, I want you to comment because we're live on YouTube and I think we're also live on Facebook.
Yes.
On Procyon TV. Please go there and drop your comments, and by God's grace, we'll come back. We'll talk about this thing and we'll read out your
The
comments.
Femi is
You know,
there.
because I'm taking this thing personal.
Even me, I want to take it personal, but I'm holding back.
Sorry, man. But let's come back and we're nice people.
Yeah,
Thank you.
wonderful.
Yeah,
personal.
Yes, we're nice. So sorry, man. Now we have matted the mass
Yeah.
since me has put that in my mouth.
The man is not matching.
Where did you get that from? The mass is not matching.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so
Ororo.
that's why we call it the fashionable. Now, okay, back to the International Women's Day. Since we've digressed, back to the International Women's Day. Now, during the research, we found out that for you to actually celebrate the International Women's Day, there are 3 dress code colors. It's more like colors of marriage. But funny enough, people don't actually used to wear the wedding color of marriage. Like if you're invited, the wedding color is gold, green, pepper
You
red.
see them with
People
you
who
see
wear
them with
different
another
things. They
different
don't actually follow.
Green.
Yeah, it's green. People don't usually follow that. But let's say we are fault. There's only Ehinome. She's the international women. Please give it up for Ehinome. She's putting on the dress code. Now we're talking about the dress. Is there purple? Is there purple? Let's turn the purple. There is purple.
there's
And
white.
there is green and there is white.
Yeah.
So these are the 3 colors. These are the 3 colors used to celebrate the International Women's Day: purple, green, and white. Now I'll be reading out tips on how to take care of a woman.
Aww.
So
for you people that want to give to us,
for you that want to give to
Yes.
We are
very
open.
Please,
our
Yeah.
social media handles. So that
Yeah.
slide into our DMs.
Okay, and also you can also drop a comment to whoever you are wishing and happy with International Women's Day on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook channel. And yes, you can also listen to us. That's for those of you that cannot probably watch us. You can also listen to us on procyonnews.com. We actually have an online radio where you can actually listen to us. And also on that website, we also give amazing content. We give out news stories. We talk about different things also. Like that.
Entertainment.
And we also have one special thing that we put on the blog, which is called the News Tidbits, where we give summaries of news stories happening around the world, happening in Nigeria. It comprises of entertainment, hard news, sports, like that. So now, people celebrate International Women's Day 2023 by making the women feel special in their hearts with heartwarming gesture. Now, this is what you can do. This is what what's called the baby me section. This is how you baby me. So you can take them out to their favorite restaurant. For you out there, I don't have a favorite restaurant, but any restaurant is nice as long as they serve good food. So you can take them to their favorite restaurants. You can make handmade gifts. Yes, you can give them books written by female author. Me, I love books. I love novels. So you can actually educate them on women's rights. For fathers out there, you can educate your daughter, your sister on women's rights and gender equality. Now, this gender equality, I still feel that so men feel that when a woman is advocating for gender equality, we are being a devil because they feel we are not structured that way. But now this gender equality is not like if you are allowing Mr. A do this allow Mr. B to also drink.
Yes.
What is good for the goose is good for the
Thank
gander.
you. This is where the women's right. I know that some women are taking feminism to the extreme.
Another level.
Let's
They
not
have
even talk
taken it-
about that, because some people have actually digressed, like they have moved from what feminism is supposed to be to another thing.
Yeah.
Some people are now wanting to be superior to the
the
man.
men.
Do you understand? We're fighting for equality.
Yeah.
Not
Not
fighting to be more
superiority.
than the men.
Yeah.
If we're fighting to be, that means men should start masculinity.
Oh my God. Men, start.
Feminism.
Yes,
Masculinity.
masculinity.
Masculinity. Because if we are now superior to the men will now have to fight for equal rights.
And funny enough, the women feel like they are doing it for we, but statistics have actually shown that we haven't even support ourselves.
Exactly. That's the first thing
We
should
don't
do.
like ourselves.
Thank God it's
Which is
International
not
Men's Day.
right.
We should support ourselves.
Wetin
Let's not forget,
woman
let's
do
scrap
woman.
out
Waiting
the
woman,
men.
do woman. Indeed.
Let us scrap out the men. We women, let's celebrate ourselves.
Like, it's
Because honestly, we hate on ourselves too much.
Yeah,
that
women
was
hate
progressive.
on each other a lot.
now let me bring this story quickly before we round up. There's this you know during the presidential election here in Nigeria, you know we actually had a female contestant, Princess Chichi. Shout out to you, ma.
Yes.
You have tried.
Don't worry.
Shout out to
come
you,
in,
ma. But the funny thing is that here is that fellow women, people did not try. Okay. The way I'm saying it,
We are-
I'm saying it as if like we're neutral here.
We are getting
I'm
there.
putting it out to you out there.
We are
Fellow
getting
women.
there.
Sister Chichi came outside to contest,
Mm.
but sadly enough, now let's go back.
She was
Sadly
used for
enough,
memes.
she was used for memes. Really.
Exactly.
I saw men actually posted on their status because of her name and the way she was dressed. That was a very beautiful outfit anyway. But I think maybe they felt that because she was not doing the normal macho man stuff that they like the common one.
Yes.
The straight face.
So because she did not do because her picture was actually like this, she actually just stayed there.
Yes,
And people were
like a
posting,
princess
it was
she
even
is.
on Facebook. Somebody posted, I was like, Sister Chichi darling, we will support you and stuff like that. But I commend her a lot.
No,
In a case
it
takes real
that-
courage
that's
to
a
actually
good one.
stay till the end.
yes.
Till the
That's a
end,
good one.
constant till the end. And somebody was like, she that she's a princess of because her name was Princess Chichi. And I said, you that you're a princess of another kingdom, you want to now be the princess of Nigeria.
Very soon it will come.
Funny
It
enough,
will happen. It will happen.
I
Very
believe that
soon.
there will be a
Also
time we'll have a female president.
by the special grace of God
This just shows that we have more work
to do.
to do.
Yes.
We have more work. As we've said, we've actually come a long way.
Yeah,
What
we
have we have more work to do, honestly, because you can't imagine a woman being used as a joke because she contested for a political
Yeah.
position.
That was
What
actually
nonsense.
really sad.
It shows that we still have a lot of work to put in.
And funny enough, fellow women also use that.
That's the funny thing. That's what I'm saying.
And it shouldn't be.
And it will be judging based on the way I don't know. You know, statistics also shows that women actually dress to impress fellow women, not men.
Yes.
Men don't get it twisted. Most times when we
Yes.
dress,
For you.
it's not for you. It's not for her. So that she will not
Honestly.
say we didn't dress well.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
So that she will not say that she has seen my type of clothes in my bag before.
Exactly. Anyway, there are some women that are like that. Why
Yeah.
some dress for the guys, some women actually dress for their fellow woman.
Most of it is for the fellow women. There's
Mm.
competition. This competition needs to stop. We have too much competition. We have
I think it was
you will
not
see
a
now
healthy
somebody that
competition.
If we use that energy
especially
and
in
invest it
school,
in something else.
It's very young, like among youth, especially when you go to the university. You will go to your class and you will not even feel like going back there because another what kind of hair is this?
Yeah.
Is this synthetic hair? You're not dressed. Somebody will now go and be banging their head on the wall and be looking for ways to do human hair because her fellow female or her fellow friend is wearing human hair. Like me, I'm wearing
It's
synthetic.
just unnecessary pressure that we put on ourselves.
It is so unnecessary.
We put on ourselves.
It is so unnecessary. Like it is. Everybody will die. Everything is vanity upon vanity. We die. We still live these clothes in this world.
But that does not mean you should not dress well.
No,
Yeah.
we're not saying you should not dress well.
Please
But
don't
don't kill yourself.
Mhm.
Don't kill yourself.
Okay, so
for somebody else.
We'll be rounding up quickly, but before we round up, we'll be having a parting shot
Yeah.
where like our beautiful ladies in the studio, Grace. We have two Grace. Grace's G Grace.
There's too much blessing in the
G-square.
house.
So we now have Ehinome. That's this we call her fashionable Ehinome. And yeah, you have Nifemi also in the studio. This is I. So we'll be giving our parting parting shots. So in just 1 minute, please, let's try and do it.
All right.
Let's be sorry.
All right. All right. What I'm going to say is, first, Happy Women's Day to my mom,
Okay.
to my grandmother, to my sister, to the GM of Procyon Radio and Television, Mrs.
thumbs
Peggy
up.
Sabon.
Yeah.
Happy Women's Day. And I also want to say this to women: we have come a long way. We have fought. Even I did not fight, but we have fought.
They fought for us.
Yeah, they fought for us. So we are fighting now.
Yeah.
I just want to say that do not limit yourself. Do not limit what you can do. Do not put yourself. Do not have that mindset that I am a woman. I am not allowed to do this. I should not do this. You can think in vast ways. You are allowed to be successful, but at the same time, always remember to be submissive, to be humble.
Yeah.
To be humble
Yeah.
to a man. I am not saying that a man is better than you, but it is only common sense that you should be humble. Humility is not stupidity. Please, let's separate these two things. You are humble does not mean if your man say, all the money you make, you will send it to me because you want to fall humility. You will see Pepe.
Shege Pro Max.
You will see Shege. So I just want to say, let's apply wisdom in all we do, and let's be the best of ourselves. Let us support ourselves. Women should go into politics. Yes, women should go into politics.
High time.
It's high time.
Okay.
Let us have it in the government. We should not just be behind the cameras. We shouldn't just be behind the stage. So we have come this far, and we can still do better. Thank you, and Happy Women's Day.
Right, my parting shots. I really want
also
to
give a shout out.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Mrs. Mackinday that actually called me once again.
Yeah.
I want to send on my big emphasis. I love you so much, and Happy Women's Day to you. And also, I want to say shout out to Mrs. Okay. I want to say shout out to Ireti Ogo. There are many. In fact, to all the women in my church, I'm saying Happy Women's Day to all of you. I cannot start mentioning names so that any family will not pursue me out of here. So Happy Women's Day to all of you. And then my own advice to all the women out there is, please, we are very, very special. Number one, have it here that men, MEN, they cannot do without you. You are special. You are, see, the way even God created us, you should know that we are special. God pitied him and said, oh yeah, let me create a helping mate. That is to say, a man cannot actually live without you. You are special. So for that reason, please, always learn to package yourself well, always learn to look good, be confident of yourself, because you're a princess, you're a queen of yourself. And also, don't forget to pursue your dream to the core without anything pulling you back. And I pray that God will make us to always keep us shining.
Yes. My party shots, first of all, I want to give a shout out to myself.
Hello.
Of course. And then I also give a shout out to Mrs. Abon, also the GM of Procyon Radio and Television. You are loved. In fact, love is too much.
It's massive.
I want to give a shout out to Okosun Gloria, my friend, my only new friend, my G. I want to give a shout out to Osahise Abon, the one that is doing all the technical,
The tech girl in the house.
the tech girl in the house. I want to give a shout out to
Take
all
woman in the house.
all my pretty ladies here.
Aww.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to everybody, all the women out there.
Okay.
Yes. And don't forget, do not settle for less. Do not settle for the bare minimum. You are all that. You are a queen. You are a prince. In fact, you are a queen, not a princess. Don't even put that mentality of a princess in your head. You deserve everything good, everything nice, everything special, because you are a queen. And don't forget to always be kind. Be kind and be good. It does not take anything to be kind. And love yourself. Love yourself, because nobody can love you more than you do.
All right, thank you so much, pretty ladies in the house. So for me, my parting shots, I want to first of all say a shout out to my mama, my mommy, Mrs. Mojishola Onibio. I also want to say a shout out to my sisters, Temitope, Taye, and Queen Esther, the baby of the house. And yes, I want to also give a shout out to the Iyadudu one, of Procyon Radio and Television. The Yadudu one, the only one that they use Alogin to find.
Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Miss Mercy Ofuya. We love you. We thank you for everything you've been doing. And also want to give a shout out to Efose. Efose is the altar of this house.
Oh, we forgot.
How will you forget Efose?
We are sorry.
Shout out to Efose. She's our baby. She's the baby of the house.
Yeah.
And also I want to give a shout out, a special shout out to our tech girl. Our tech girl is no other than Ose Ise Agmo. Yeah, I think tech girl. Tech girl. Come and show your face.
Come and show your face.
She actually ran away. When we were cooking all this, she ran away. So this is our tech girl. This is Ose Ise Agmo. Shout out to you. And what else to say? Shout out to all the women out there. And yes, the man in the house that have been assisting us. You know the funny thing, we actually said that we're talking about women equality, and it was like, you people talking about female equality. And you people should do it by yourself now. He wanted to disappear, but we cannot ignore him. Although it is a woman's show.
Yeah.
We'll say
That's
shout out to Sir Mike in the building. Sir Mike on the face. We love you, sir, and we know that you have baby girls that let's live. And yes, to the Oga Patapata of Procyon Radio and Television, not forgetting
Thank you
Mrs.
for the opportunity.
Agmo. We actually thank you so much. So we have a lot in store for you. We have other programs that you can also tune into. We have Girls in the Hood. There's a female show. Yes, if you want to see more of this, if you want to see more of the drama, we will talk about different things. And it's going to be airing every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. And it will be live, it will be streamed, it will be posted on our YouTube page on Procyon RTV, on our Facebook page, on Procyon RTV. And yes, you can also listen on procyonnews.com. This is where we have our online radio. And yes, we have other programs also like the Area Tories, the Women's Forum, our mommy, that they'll bring stories that have been happening in the society. Yeah. We also have Make Them Talk. You know, today this is the special edition. On the notes, Make Them Talk is to come in the pidgin format.
Yeah.
We talk about scatter pidgin. You know, speak English pidgin.
It's because today's international.
Wait, let's quickly crack this joke. What else did the tech girl did? Okay. So we're editing news. The tech girl saw as they paying them in the sweet. Oh, the tech girl she translated. She translated the pidgin into English. She said, as it is paying them, it is sweetening us. Shout out to her. As it is hurting them. Yes, it is sweetening us. As it is sweetening us, it is hurting them. So that's what the tech girl did. So shout out to us again. Three shout outs to her. So thank you so much for joining us on Make Them Talk. And this was the special edition for the International Women's Day. We're celebrating the women all over the world. And please don't forget that you're a woman, so please keep shining like the star you are. Yeah.